Hello, this is Super Cool. Time for another Super Cool Reviews. See, what did I tell you in the last review? I said I was about to do a puzzle box, and here I am talking about Hellraiser. My initial thoughts on the movie? It's pretty good. You see, back in the 80s, most horror films would just expect slasher, a guy in a mask, kill people, makes a lot of money, bring out the sequel. But with Hellraiser, it's more than just blood, guts, and gore. I mean, to be fair, is this a gory movie? But it's got well-written characters, a good soundtrack, and a well-written story. The plot is we follow a woman named Julia and her husband as they move into a new house. Now, apparently, this house belonged to her brother-in-law, and it appears that she once had an affair with him. Now, when moving a mattress, the husband accidentally cuts his skin, dropping bits of blood on the floor, bringing back the brother-in-law, Frank, who is now this hunk of flesh who demands Julie that if she wants to get banged, she's gonna have to kill some people in order to take their blood so he can fully become human. And not only that, there's this puzzle box that leads the doorways between heaven or hell of demons known as the Cenobites. And that's pretty it. Let's talk about what this film works well. Most particularly is the story. I mean, it's so creative and dark, and the characters are written so well. Like at first, when you see Julie, you kind of sympathize with her. Like she's doing these choices just so she can have sex, but over time, you fully see her become an antagonist. I also like the daughter. And her acting is really well done. And like when she comes across the Cenobites and they rip Frank apart, like she legit looks terrified. Right? And let's talk about the Cenobites, since even though they don't get that much screen time in this movie, they still play a mutual part. Because these guys are no joke. They're not like Jason, Mute, or Freddy, horrible puns. These guys are torturous and deadly and just downright gory. And let's talk about the most famous one of all, Pinhead. My initial thoughts on him? He's pretty cool. Yeah. Especially Douglas Braley. I love his performance as Pinhead because his voice is just... I also love the Chattermouse Cenobite. In fact, that is the most creepiest one in the movie. I mean, if you look at it, it looks like something out of a creepypasta. There's some other ones, I forget what they are. And I also love the effects in this movie, like the stop motion of when Frank comes back from the dead. It still holds up. It's not CGI. It's all props and animatronics. Now, if it were done today, it would have been CGI and it would not look good. I also love the score, or composed by Christopher Young, who will later do the score for Spider-Man 3. Right? And let's talk about the gore, because there is a lot of it in this movie. I'm surprised how the MPPA actually let this be shown in theaters, because if it were done, it would have probably been trimmed the hell off, but they allowed it for... this is a very gory movie. You see people get hooks in their skin ripped apart, bodies exploding, people melting. Like, holy shit! If I do have a couple cons, and that is the last act. It kind of, I don't know, it's kind of slow and boring, to be honest, if you ask me. And some of the effects don't hold up, particularly in the last act, but overall, I thought this was a pretty good movie. I give Hellraiser a 72 out of 100. This is Super Cool, signing off.